Peace, love, and a bottle hair grease, y'all. What is good? It is Shada Gemini returning once again for another amazingly amazing video. Hello, it's Quarantine Shouty reporting live again from my humble abode. And once again, I hope y'all doing okay. I hope y'all are staying level-headed. And I hope you guys are not feeding into the bullshit, okay? Just real quick before I get started on the topic that I wanted to discuss today, because I think it's very important. I wanted to tell y'all, I'm noticing, like, with the coronavirus stuff, they're really trying to make black people like the face of the coronavirus. Like today, I was on Twitter and some news article or some major media company was just like, oh, African Americans are more susceptible to the disease. Well, that's kind of funny because, just a few weeks ago, it was just Asians and then it was white people. So I honestly think just kind of what they do to attack our image, because the guys are coming back, okay? And I've also been doing a lot of research on 5G, and 5G is not a bad thing, okay? 5G is actually contributing to our psychic and our spiritual abilities, okay? I think that's what my next video is going to be about, but let me organize it because that's going to be a little bit more scientific, on the scientific side, okay? Right now it's from the message today is from the right brain side, from the feminine side. So I did want to do that. But yeah, so don't worry. I've been taking vitamins. I've been drinking, a lot of orange juice, get my vitamin C. I take vitamin C tablets. I'm taking turmeric. Okay, I'm my immune system on top of my diet. I've been eating. I really didn't even eat dairy. It was mainly chicken and sometimes beef and other greasy food when I felt like it. But now that I cut that out, remodify my diet, I noticed I don't even have an appetite like I used to anymore, which is really good considering the fact that I don't have to leave and go out to get food all the time. It takes me like one meal a day. It's fine with me. Like yesterday, all I had was an apple for breakfast, and around 4 o'clock I had some vegan ramen with some tofu, and I was full the rest of the day. So change your diet. It's very imperative. You notice the people who are getting the coronavirus or coming up with symptoms are people who are vibrating low and have terrible diets, okay? So if you vibrating high and eating a meatless diet, you ain't got nothing to worry about it. And if you're taking vitamins like me, vitamins are optional, but I just wanted to take them because it's teaching me discipline. I need to discipline my way. I need to find some form of discipline. So I'm taking vitamins every day, not only to feel good and to feel impenetrable if I already didn't feel that way before, but you know how it goes. On to today's topic. I really wanted to talk about vulnerability in women, especially black women, because black women, we play a very important part of the planet for obvious reasons, because we are literally the cradle of human civilization. Each man and woman, including the black man too, came from us, okay? So literally everyone else is our children, okay? They are our children. And but of course there's been an agenda on black women for the past, couple hundred years, the past century, whatever. And now that we're going through this photon band, now that our solar system is going through the photon band, we're getting new energy. And a part of that energy is feminine energy, okay? The electron, the negative charge. Negative does not mean bad. It just means an opposite polarity from positive. Everything has a polarity, okay? But I really want to talk about femininity and vulnerability, and I want to just share my personal experiences with vulnerability because I've been doing a lot of shadow work. I think this quarantine thing is awesome because it's allowing me to do a lot of shadow work, okay? And I've done so much just by laying in my bed, thinking about stuff and doing tarot and breaking down all those subconscious patterns that I had. I am doing great. And I had a breakthrough last night, really the past couple weeks, but I had a progressive breakthrough last night. And I wanted to share it today. So as you know, black women, especially now, black women are expected to, which I don't like, because Now black women, this is like, according statistically, black women are usually the breadwinners of their household. Black women are expected to take care of everything and put their man on their back and put their children first without taking care of themselves first. We're expected to do all these things instead of, being treated like. And let me make a disclosure, okay? I understand femininity comes in many different forms. What I deem feminine might not be what another woman deems feminine. I'm just giving my perspective. So obviously this is why y'all here, to hear my perspective and to just see what I think, and to get another perspective from me, okay? I am hypergamous, okay? I believe in traditional interactions between man and woman, okay? It does not mean that the feminine energy is suppressed and it just submits to masculine energy and just do what the masculine tells it to do. That's not what I do. I'm too powerful for that. My willpower won't even allow me to do that, okay? But I am very traditional in my values as men and women. I believe that men should do certain things like change tires, be the breadwinner, be the head of the household, pay the bills, and I believe that women are the homemakers. We have the children. We rear the children. If he bringing home the bacon, I'll make it into a meal. You know what I'm saying? So that is my disclosure. That is how I feel, okay? And I'm noticing with black women expected to do, because a lot of women, including black women too, are in their masculine energy. And I've explained this in my last video. The power of femininity, how femininity is not a weakness. It is the greatest strength, because I can literally do anything. I can have anybody do anything that I want them to do if I choose to do so. That's dark. You got dark femininity and you got regular femininity. Sometimes I dive into my dark femininity. Y'all know I'm being real. I'm being honest. I'm being very transparent with y'all. I don't like to put up facades. I don't like to put up, like this image of me to know. What you see is what you get, okay? So, the simple fact that black women, we just been taught to be so strong and just taught to really carry the whole family on our backs and taught to put children in front of us, and we've been taught to just be superwoman of everything. And some black women do that. And in response, a lot of black men, they don't feel like they're the head of their household because the black woman is making a lot more money, which really is financial, than their male counterparts. And with women wanting to be career women and wanting to be the boss and, wanting to, just being really the head of the household. A lot of black women are the head of the household, and a lot of single mothers raise sons who see their mothers being head of the household. So that's what they're used to. So they're not, so when a woman comes like me and just like, no, I kind of don't believe in that, who's a little bit more in her feminine energy, that's foreign. And it's a turnoff because it's like they not used to seeing that. That's something that's just out of their conceptual, something that's just out of their conceptual understanding, okay? So with black women being taught to be just so strong and, like I said, carry the world on the back, so I'm repeating myself at this point. We forgot how to be feminine. And a part of being feminine is allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, okay? Because black women are so used to, I gotta get this, I gotta hustle, I got kids to feed, I gotta do this, I don't need no man, I'm a strong black independent woman, I don't need no man. No, that strong independent woman shit is a setup and some bullshit, because you get tired of playing the masculine role to the point you neglect your femininity. A lot of black women, they just don't know how to be feminine or vulnerable, or sometimes they view emotions or vulnerability as a weakness and they stuff it and they move on, and then they wondering why they stress because they're operating in a masculine position that takes a toll on the body. A lot of people be thinking it's the law of gender. A lot of people think that masculine and feminine energy is has a lot to do with the physical gender. It's energy, okay? And if a female humanoid is operating in her masculine energy, she is going to feel those effects on her body. She's going to get tired. She's going to not have the she's going not to want to have a sex drive. She's not going to want to create anything because she's so used to doing all the time. And I've seen it, and I'm sure y'all have seen it too, in my family. I've seen y'all seen it in your family on TV. You know, I'm sure all that jargon, okay? But what I'm learning is I've been taking the feminine journey for about 2 years now. 2018, I was in a polyamorous relationship. I saw how the dynamics were switched. He was more feminine, she was more masculine, and it was just a hot mess, honey. Like, I saw the imbalance of that, and I did not like it. And from there, and that was during Venus in retrograde too. When a planet goes into retrograde, it asks you to reflect. So when Venus in retrograde happened, like it was Scorpio season. So Venus was Scorpio, and the retrograde happened. That made me reevaluate my my relationships, what I wanted. And from there, I started the hypergamous journey and the feminine journey. Like I said, hypergamy is not for every woman. That's fine. Do whatever floats your boat. But it works for me because I believe that as the Black woman, I should be catered to. I should be taken care of because I am the creator of a civilization. Like, literally 24 hours a day, the woman's body is literally taking a toll on her so she can produce and continue the human race. That's a big job. And now that we live in a patrilineal system, which is fine because patriarchy don't threaten me, because patriarchy, the best way to combat patriarchy, which is masculine energy, a masculine rule society, is to combat it with feminine energy. I combat feminine energy at my job because I do work in a very masculine environment, but having femininity in a masculine environment, it does pay off, okay? It is a blessing to have, instead of just fighting masculine with masculine and patriarchy with patriarchy. You're going to have a lot more time as a woman, a harder time as a woman trying to do that, because it's like taming a lion. The strength card in the tarot. Let me see if I can find it. But the strength card in the tarot, you have a very feminine woman taming a lion, okay? She's not being aggressive with the lion. She's not, she's not yelling at the lion, telling the lion what to do, being abrasive with the lion. She is very calm, okay? She's providing femininity to the lion, and in return, the lion is calm, the lion is tamed, okay? That's what femininity is. Femininity is strength. Oh my God, yeah, just like that. Like, this is the strength card. This card is also represented by Leo, okay? Like I said, you see the woman, she's very feminine, and she's taming the lion. She's doing it in a gentle way, not in an abrasive way, okay? It doesn't work like that. So I had to really realize, I realized that on my feminine journey, okay? But with being vulnerable, I know black women have a hard time being vulnerable because we watch our mothers carry the forefront, be superwoman, do everything, be in her masculine energy instead of in her feminine energy. And I had to learn that even my mother struggles with vulnerability. And I feel like it's my obligation, my duty to heal that within myself. So I cannot, because it's just been a journey. Now I'm to the point when I'm realizing that my vulnerability came out of fear. I like to put it in astrological terms. I'm a Plutonian. So I have a lot of Pluto, Scorpio contacts in my chart, okay? I'm very Scorpio influenced, okay? And at the root of Scorpio, why Scorpio does what it does with mind games and things like that and not letting people in, is through vulnerability, because you're literally naked, okay? You have to really be naked in order to connect with people. And I've been casually dating, I got a little couple of... I got a couple little millions on the side, okay, during this little quarantine, because, honey, I need my back blown out, baby. Like, I'm sorry. I need my back blown out, okay? So I have to have masculine counterparts in my vicinity, okay? I don't care. Like, I'm a Venus and Taurus. I need affection, okay? I need physical touch, especially from the masculine counterpart, okay? But yeah, me interacting with my masculine counterparts, I had to realize with one of them, I was being very self-sabotage-ish because one, I wanted to keep power struggles. There's a lot of power struggles going on. I wanted to have the upper hand. Still do kind of got the upper hand, though. Don't tell nobody. But I wanted to have the upper hand. I was pushing my emotions to the wayside instead of just acknowledging them, and then the more I suppressed my emotions, the more negatively they would come out. They would come out in self-sabotaging behavior because I really do have someone who cares about me, who really accept me to my core. And for the longest, with me being vulnerable, I couldn't accept that. Like it was very hard for me to process that because I'm weird. Like now I'm more, and that's another one of my life lessons, is to be authentic. Even when I was in high school, I was always known that I had friends. Don't get me wrong. Like I had a lot of friends. I had Indian friends, Arabic friends, white friends, black friends, Asian friends. You know, I went to a very diverse school, and I was cool with everybody. Like, you know, but I was always like weird. Like like, it was really like the other black kids, like, they would call me weird. Like, I remember one time, you know, I was talking to my best friend, and some guy walked up that she knew, and she introduced me, and I said greetings. And he was just like, greetings? Like, you're weird as fuck. I'm like, okay. Like, that kind of hurt me a little bit, but it's just like, so since then I've been like struggling with being more authentic in my being, especially being on a spiritual journey, because I'm going to talk about things people not really understanding of. I'm going to talk about dreams. I'm going to talk about astral projection. I'm going to talk about chakras. I'm going to tell you my premonitions. So, and being a goddess is very hard, and sometimes it could be hard in a relationship because you really have to really find somebody who's open-minded to receive you. Even though they don't know what you're talking about most of the time, it's a simple fact that they will listen, okay? And I have that. Okay, I realized I have that. I have somebody who is willing to accept me as whole. Is it serious? No. Is it long term? No. I don't think it's going to be long term due to, you know, other things. Our long term goals are different. That's what you have to kind of decipher too when you're dating long-term goals. And a lot of women don't be paying attention to really what men be saying that is in cohesion to what they really want. So I'm very aware and mature to identify that, hey, this man, we are good now, we have chemistry now in the present moment, but long-term, going down the line, is this a long-term partner of mine? No. But I think these experiences that I'm having with my male counterparts are preparing me for the person I'm meant to be with. So at least I have enough awareness to understand that. But yeah, so I was doing a lot of self-sabotaging behavior because I refused to be vulnerable, because my mother has problems with vulnerability, letting people in. And really it takes a lot. I realized it takes a lot of strength to be vulnerable as a woman. A true masculine man is not going to want a woman who acts like a man. Women are, the divine feminine is right brain. It's more emotional. Women are the initiators of relationships. Okay, we deal with relationships because relationships deal with the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is the orange chakra. In the woman, it's where the womb is. That's where our we have larger sacral chakras than men do. Men have larger root chakras than we do, and we have larger sacral chakras than we do. That's why I broke that down in the why women need a successful man, because literally it's like an exchange. If he gives you his energy from the root chakra, if he provides for you, then that gives emotion, and then you stimulate his sacral chakra. Then once you stimulate his sacral chakra, you stimulate his solar plexus, and once he gives that solar plexus energy, it's like an exchange. I broke it down. Just go watch the video. So yeah, I'm really realizing how important it is to really be vulnerable. It's all about the stem of it is fear. And I've been afraid of being hurt, but I realized I don't want to be that way, because the world now, they really shut you off from your heart chakra and keep you from ascending. So this is why especially a lot of people in my generation, they do the hookup culture. They do the, let's see who can be the most savage. Let's see who can not give a fuck the most. Like, and that shit gets boring. And trust me, I can play the game if I know how to play the game, and I'll always win. I'm very successful. But eventually that gets boring, because I had my heart chakra awakening last summer. And once you experience that purity and love and relating, especially with me being a Plutonian, disclosure, I know astrology, I know I'm above my astrological placements, but I use astrology to kind of bring it down to the human perspective. Even though I know I'm greater than my astrological aspects, I like to bring it down to relate it in a 3D, okay? To kind of get y'all to understand the energy that I'm dealing with in this vessel. So yeah, so that shit get kind of old real fast. Like, nobody want to be a savage all day and play all these games like that. I'd rather be by myself. And for the most part, I've been by myself for a long time, to the point I'm like, what's going on, spirit? Like, you punishing me? Like, what's up? Like, why can I get even just somebody I'm even remotely attracted to? But everything happens in its own time. But me learning and dealing with vulnerability has taught me it is a strength, because like I said, no man wants a woman to act like a man. Women, we're naturally emotional. We're nurturers, but of course you don't want to over nurture your man because you don't want him to be your son. But we're nurturers, we're lovers, we're sensitive, and that's okay because you're a woman. You don't have to be strong all the time. When you're a woman, no one wants that. They might as well get a man if they wanted somebody like that. But if a man does like that, that means his mother was masculine and he's more in his feminine. And kind of, if you're okay with that, then go ahead, do you. But eventually, that's not even going to work out. It's the law of gender. That's not even going to work out, because eventually, if a man is, and I've seen it happen with my own two eyes, if a man is more feminine, the woman would eventually get tired of him not asserting himself, not being in his masculine energy. So she's going to go and look for a more masculine man, okay? So yeah, with vulnerability is very essential, especially for Black women, since we're taught to just be superheroes. And even my mom, she used to tell me that, like, oh, when you're a mother, everybody's before you, you got to put your, and I don't believe in that, because and that's how women get run down and resentful of their families and their husbands, because you're neglecting your femininity. Before you was a mother or a wife, you were a woman first. And I feel like throughout my lifetime, I'm going to have to learn how to keep my identity. I'm going to have to, and I refuse to do that. If my cup isn't full, then I can't fill my children's cup. I can't fill my husband's cup. That's why I don't have kids right now, because I'm not ready for children. I know children will be a very transformative process for me that I'm just not ready for. And I require, I'm very picky with my men. I'm extremely picky. That's DNA. Okay, we're building a lineage. I'm not trying to have no baby daddy situation. I drop the kids off every other weekend and you see them. No, I want to be in the same household as my children. I want to be on some Ten of Pentacles shit. I want to have wealth, generational wealth. I want to take my kids to school every day. I want to wash their dirty drawers. I want to wash their sheets. Like, I want to cook for my kids while my husband comes home and discipline them and stuff like that. Like, that's the type of life that I want. I want a traditional life, okay? And I just don't believe in being masculine, and it just takes too much energy. And even being masculine as a woman is very exhausting. Like, I don't want to be one of the boys. Sometimes, you're going to have to be a little bit vulnerable. Sometimes I am going to cry. Like, if I need a man, when I'm at work, if I need something open, I use my little baby voice. I'd be like, can somebody help me, please? Like, I can't get this open. And here comes some big, strong man. Oh, I got it. Let me help you. And that makes men feel good to be the superhero and stuff like that. I like making men feel good by just my femininity, because they do more for you. And as a Black woman, I feel like I deserve that, because I am royalty. I am literally the cradle of all humans, okay? Everybody comes from me. So why can we not be treated in the best regard? It's all about programming. This is why it's very important that you learn your real history. Not that Harriet Tubman shit, even though that shit did play a role, okay? Not that Harriet Tubman history. I'm talking about Queen Nzinga history. I'm talking about Queen Hatshepsut history. I'm talking about Queen Nefertari history. I'm talking about prior to transatlantic slavery, okay? And a lot of people don't know that, because a lot of people are still stuck in public school education. And due to the agenda, they're not going to let Black people know who they really are, because they have to they know that we are more superior, and they understand that they have to put us in certain educational awareness in certain environments so we do not flourish and so we do not come into our power and understanding who we are. In conclusion, vulnerability is not a weakness, okay? It is the greatest strength that you have. I would say for women, if you do want to work on your femininity, start with the sacral chakra. Personally, I've learned about the feminine, learn my feminine journey from other women such as Inner Beauty TV. Her name is Nicole. Shira 7 or Shira Star Goddess. She was really the first person who taught me about being feminine and walking this journey. And like I said, it's been a lot easier. I feel more empowered by being a woman than trying to be a man. Because I used to try to do that. I was a real tomboy when I was younger. And I always used to get frustrated for being a girl that I couldn't do things that boys would do. But now I'm thankful because I wouldn't want to hold myself as the standard of men. Like, men and women, we're different. We have different things and we're built differently so we can come together and to create, okay? You can't have, it's like a battery and a remote, okay? You can't have two sides that are the negative charge because the batteries aren't going to work, and you can't have two sides that are the positive charge because the battery's still not going to work. But when the negative charge with the negative and the positive charge with the positive in a remote with the batteries, that's when it works, okay? It's literally creation energy. For a while, when I was younger, I used to be ashamed to be a girl because I thought it was weakness. I thought it was, I thought it was whack. Like I was mad that I couldn't do what the boys do. But now I'm thankful that I am a woman and I am a girl and I'm held to a different standard, which I want to be because I have no desire to want to be like a man. And a part of just that hard exterior, that masculine exterior, is that vulnerability. And I think the most important thing, I just thought about this, the most important thing I learned about vulnerability is if I'm vulnerable and it's not reciprocated, that doesn't mean that my power is taken. My power is within me still. Okay, and I'm learning that. So that's what helps me take the leap to be vulnerable and to open my heart, because if it's not reciprocated, if it's not received, and I take that as rejection, and I'm really had a big thing with rejection and abandonment issues, okay? But when I realized that it's okay to be vulnerable, because if it's not reciprocated, then that's okay, because it's like in my mind, it's just like I be thinking like, oh, I lost power now, like, oh my God, I revealed myself. And then it's like, no, like no one determines my power but me. Nobody can take away my power unless I allow them to. And that requires a lot of being set and being okay with yourself. And now I'm to a point that I'm okay with myself and I'm learning to accept myself and all the little weird things that I like to do. And no matter how different than I am, there's always somebody who's going to accept me. And it took a while to learn that. It really took a while for me to learn it. It took a while for me to really come to grasp with that. Like, there are people, there are men, there are other women who understand me. Even though I consider myself rare and alone, and sometimes this path is very lonely because I'm into things that not the average person is into. Like, I can't be like, hey, what's your name? What are you into? Oh, I'm into black magic and long walks on the beach. How about you? Like, nobody's is like that, but I'm learning that there are people out there who are willing to accept me, and that I'm not weird. I'm just very unique, and I'm learning to accept my uniqueness. And it's not even it's just weird. It's just me being unique. I'm not meant to be like everybody else. And for the longest, I was trying to hold myself. That's why I was the black sheep of my family, and I felt so ashamed and embarrassed for my thought processes. And a lot of Geminis when they were younger, our thoughts were suppressed. So we get popped in the mouth for saying stuff. We'll get looked at funny for saying stuff. But really, we just here to provide a new perspective, and I was shunned for that. So that carried on into my adulthood, but now I'm really deprogramming it. And I'm understanding where it comes from. And that's okay. And I'm happy. And I know that even if I'm vulnerable, nobody can take, it's not a weakness. Nobody can take my power away from me that I don't want them to. And it was just like, oh, well, like, I think about it like this. It's like, if it's not reciprocated, I'm still a goddess. And what I've noticed is, especially mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. Gemini and Pisces, especially, we mirror people. So a lot of the things that people don't like or aren't able to reciprocate is something that we do need to work on ourselves. I'm learning that. I'm learning that I am a mirror for people, and people are a mirror for me. And if my love is not reciprocated, my vulnerability is not reciprocated, that means you are at a capacity within yourself that you have not healed. It's nothing to do with me. I realize that. So when I understand that, because people can only love you at the capacity, at their own level of consciousness. And I realized that when I was I think I was in a twin flame energy dynamic. You have many twin flames, but just one of them. I had to realize, like, it's not the fact that you did anything wrong. It's just the fact that this man is damaged. He's broken. So he's like, he can't give me something that he doesn't have for himself even. This is why they be saying, self-love is the best love, because if you can love yourself, you can extend that love to somebody else. And that's what I'm doing. I'm learning to accept and love myself so I can give to somebody else and not feel bad if it doesn't work out or not reciprocated, because I know their capacity to love me is based on them, not me. I really had to learn that shit. And it was so hard to learn. It was so hard to learn, but I learned it, and it's powerful, but it required a lot of work, a lot of shadow work, a lot of honesty with myself and my subconscious mind. But I'm glad I did it, because I'm starting to see that it's paying off. And now that I'm realizing that me doing this work, I can be a mother for my kids. Like, I can have self-awareness instead of just being triggered with my child doing something, and now I'm passing down that generational trauma. Like, no, the generational trauma stops with me. It's stopping with me. So that's why I don't have kids yet, because I'm not ready, but I'm getting there. I'm getting to the point I'm self-aware. I can identify my triggers. I can tackle them head on, transform them, boom. I'm done. I'm ready to go. So that is it. That's really what I wanted to share with y'all. It feels good kind of getting that out. Like, I feel like a heart chakra. Like, I feel like my heart chakra is just radiating energy. But I was glad I'm able to share this. And I'm sure a lot of women can relate, and it's not easy. But once you get there, once you understand that as a Black woman, you are powerful, and your power does not, you determine your power. You have to be the goddess first, because in Kemet, some of the goddesses were more powerful than the gods, okay? The first entity that they made was a female goddess, okay? So if you're a Black woman, you have a great responsibility. Do not take it lightly. I repeat, do not take being Black woman lightly. You have to know who you are. You have to really do research on your real history, because it will literally save your life and save your future generations. And it starts with you. So that is it. I really went over the time that I was supposed to go over, but everything that just needed to be said had to be said. With that being said, if y'all want to contact me, I'm still doing readings now. Got a lot of time on my hands. I think I'm gonna actually start doing tarot now, because I'm getting a little bit more comfortable doing it for other people. So I'll put all my contact information below. I really appreciate y'all for watching. I really, really, really appreciate y'all, period. Just for emailing me, and just for, like I said, for fueling my purpose, giving me purpose. With that being said, I love you all. Please stay safe and continue to vibrate high. Change your diets, okay? And I will see y'all next time. Bye.